Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bosnian and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're going to be talking about the biggest storyline info we've ever gotten, and it comes in the form of a poster. We've all seen the poster and we've all read it. I've read everything on it and there's a lot of interesting stuff on it, to say the least. It's probably the holy grail of the story in Zombies, so we're definitely looking at a lot of things that we didn't know beforehand. I think I'll be making separate storyline videos in the future for the whole poster, but for now, I'm going to focus on the specifics. Some very interesting specifics. January 10th, 2036, Richtofen instructs undead Richtofen to pursue Victis and recover their blood vials. So apparently there's an undead version of Richtofen and he's competent enough to be able to listen and follow instructions. I don't know. Treyarch, ladies and gentlemen. That's Treyarch for you. But we've been hinted at a zombified Richtofen before, but we obviously didn't know his role in the story, and apparently now we know. I really don't understand how the zombie Richtofen could even focus on anything other than eating brains, but I mean, this is what happens. I mean, this is actual canon in the zombie storyline. I'm assuming that zombified Richtofen is the Richtofen that Primus kills in The Giant in the opening cutscene, based on the image that we got in Shadows of Evil. If you don't know where this image is from, it's actually from the Shadows of Evil jump scare. You just walk off onto the docks where the boat was, and you look off into the distance with a sniper rifle. July 4th, 1941, Richtofen returns to the lab under Alcatraz, where he meets Victis, arriving from the empty Earth with the Chronorium. Upon reading the Chronorium, Richtofen discovers numerous timelines documenting their fates and learning about the blood vials. He would later write on the page, "I now know what I must do." Richtofen enters a rift to acquire the blood of Sal and Finn. After delivering the blood to his younger self and recovering the blood vials belonging to Victis, he returns. Victis is placed on ice to be kept safe until they are needed next. So it seems that he's established some sort of underground lab in Alcatraz. That is absolutely insane. It obviously makes us wonder if we'll ever actually get to see this lab, and who knows, maybe there's an Easter egg in DLC 5 that lets us teleport to it or something. Maybe something like the Kino teleporter. Maybe it could take us there instead of the projector room where the pack-a-punch machine is. I don't know, but what interests me more is that the transit crew, aka Victis, actually survives. They got put on ice, quote-unquote, meaning that they got put into cryopods until they're needed again. When are they gonna be needed again? Are they hinting that we might get to play as them again in Black Ops 4 or whatever the game is gonna be called? The Richtofen that built the lab under Alcatraz isn't the one that we get to play as with the Primus crew. In fact, he's a Richtofen that we don't ever get to see, except the moment that he steals the summoning key in Shadows of Evil. That's the only time we ever get to see him. This is some really crazy stuff here, guys. June 4th, 1914. Richtofen is visited by another version of himself. Handing him some blood vials, he explains, "You will need this blood. When the time comes, it will protect you," before stepping back through the rift. Keep in mind all of these dates. Richtofen is literally just teleporting across space and time whenever he wants to. I'm technically reading these in chronological order, right? The first one was in 2036 because that's when he tells undead Richtofen to collect the blood vials from the transit crew. He then travels back to the lab under Alcatraz in 1941 and eventually gets the blood back from the transit crew and puts them into their cryotubes. Then he travels to 1914 and gives our Primus Richtofen the blood he's had since Origins in Black Ops 2 Zombies. I don't even know. I'm really trying to put all this together, but I'm not sure if that's what they're getting at here. It's just really confusing. So there's a few more of these that kind of relate to the blood vials and all that kind of stuff involving Richtofen and the transit characters. These don't have dates, but they're still significant to the story. For some reason, they're disconnected from the other ones that I read. They're in a section called Agartha. I think they try to organize specific parts of the story in different sections of the poster. But they're connected to the other three excerpts. So the Chronorium secured. Among the artifacts that Max has collected in Zero Base is an ancient book known as the Chronorium, a complete chronicle of the entire history and future of all reality, protected by various countermeasures The facility can only be accessed by those possessing a soul. Richtofen's journey begins. Maxis tells Richtofen the plan to secure the Chronorium and locate the summoning key. Hearing the echoes of his other selves, Richtofen discovers his connections with Samuel Stuhlinger and decides to use Victis to acquire the Chronorium. The manipulation of Stuhlinger. Having overseen the construction of a laboratory beneath Alcatraz, Richtofen returns to the house where he begins to communicate with Stuhlinger. Together they persuade Victis to travel to a variety of locations in order to recover the Chronorium. The Chronorium retrieved. Upon arriving at Zero Base, Victis provides blood samples that allow them access to the empty Earth and recover the Chronorium. The blood acquired. Richtofen collects the Victis blood samples from undead Richtofen. So Richtofen had a lot of work to do, as you can tell. What's crazy is that we don't even play as this Richtofen because he's not the one in Primus. Our Richtofen is a lazy bastard that gets everything literally just handed to him by the superior Richtofen that lives under Alcatraz in a laboratory. That's crazy. This story is just so insane and so convoluted that I don't think that even Jason Blundell himself knows what's going on. I guarantee if you asked him specific things like this, he probably wouldn't know how to answer it correctly. Speaking of Jason Blundell, can we get a like for the unzip heard around the world? I saw this on Reddit, I thought it was hilarious. So anyways, in conclusion, we basically learned about a lab that exists under Alcatraz. The transit characters are just sleeping now in cryo chambers. What that means for the future, I don't know. Maybe it means nothing because in the end, everything has been officially concluded. Ultimately, the story is finally done. All that's left for us to do is somehow possibly break the cycle our Primus characters are stuck in, which I hope is going to be concluded in DLC 5 in some way. That way, when something like Black Ops 4 Zombies comes out in 2018, we can start with a clean slate and we don't have to worry about anything that happened in the past because let's be honest, this story is absolutely nuts. It's out of control, but I still love it. They finally tied up all the loose ends with this poster, but please let this be the end. But that's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about the secret laboratory that Richtofen has underneath Alcatraz. I don't know. Will we see it in DLC 5 possibly? Maybe we'll see it in a cutscene or something like that. Just let me know what you think about all of this, and that's gonna be it. Remember to leave a rating. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and have a wonderful day. See ya in the next one.